in Chicago. The reading for Buddy.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Now it'll be the Bears offense.
Now, introducing the Chicago Bears offensive starters. At wide receiver, number 29 from Baylor, Dennis Gentry. At left tackle, number 74 from Pitt, Jim Covert. At left guard, number 62 from Iowa, Mark Fort. Center, number 63 from Iowa, Jay Hilgenberg. Right guard, number 57 from Notre Dame, Tom Thayer. And right tackle, number 78 from Southern Cal, Keith Van Horn.
It's a good offensive line.
Tight end, number 80 from Cal State Fullerton, James Thornton. And wide receiver, number 89 from Florida State, Dennis McKinnon. Quarterback, number 18 from Ohio State, Mike Tomczak. And running back, number 35 from Florida, Neil Anderson. And at running back, number 26 from Penn State, Matt Suey. And introducing the Bears head coach, the Hall of Famer, Mike Ditka.
Here in Chicago, Dick, they saved the loudest ovation for the coach. The one thing we haven't talked about, Ditka's special team, the kicking unit today.
Well, they've been good, and I don't know, I might be partial, but Kevin Butler, I think, is one of the most intelligent kickers, and he was out there earlier, and he was sliding a little bit because of the field, and I think he changed to a longer cleat on his left foot, but that could be a key. Everybody's talking about everything else, but what about the specialty teams?
All right, we are soon to find out. And Buddy Ryan over there, if Zendejas has a footing problem, obviously he may go in and change the cleats on his left shoe. It's about to begin. Philadelphia and Chicago coming your way on CBS.
It took until the final moments of the final game. The Philadelphia Eagles became NFC Eastern champs, a celebration 8 years coming, and a direct result of Randall Cunningham's MVP efforts on offense and Reggie White's consistent chaos on defense. But head coach Buddy Ryan is the force behind the Eagles' success, fulfilling a promise made 3 years ago when he left the world champion Chicago Bears. Buddy Ryan may have left the Bears, but their success continued under Mike Ditka. Despite wholesale changes, retirement, free agents, and a seeming endless parade of injuries to key people, topped by the most shocking development of them all.
If we were to characterize the size of the heart attack by what we know now, one would consider this a mild or a small heart attack.
Despite all that, Ditka and the Bears are division champs for the 5th year in a row. Proof positive, a wounded Bear playoff encounter between the Eagles of Philadelphia and the Chicago Bears. We have been blessed with almost spring-like weather here on the final day of 1988. Temperature expected to climb to the mid-30s, but no breeze today. Just a slight, gentle zephyr out of the southwest, and sunny skies forecast for the remainder of the afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, and welcome to Soldier Field. Back in the dreary, drudgery days of two-a-days in August, Buddy Ryan told his young Eagle football team, I have a feeling, and it's a very strong feeling, that we are destined to meet the Chicago Bears in the playoffs. And so here on the last day of the year, it has come to pass, an almost dream matchup, Philadelphia against Chicago. I'm joined again today by Terry Bradshaw. And Terry, this young Eagle football team under Ryan in the playoffs for the first time since '81, do they know yet how important this really is?
I think they know now, Vern. You heard the introductions, and when they came out for warm-ups, the place was going wild. They've never seen that many reporters, that many cameras in their faces, and these are young, naive kids. And today, I think they got a little shock when they walked out, and all of a sudden they realized, hey, This is a big deal.
The Chicago Bears know about big deals. Of course, they won the title in 1985. This is their 5th straight division championship, but they've lost their last 2 playoff games at home, and they were very emotional a moment ago.
The Bears today are as fired up, they're as riled up as a football team can get. A veteran football team sometimes forget they need emotion, and they have plenty of emotion today, and they're so concerned about Randall Cunningham. Vince Tobin, the defensive coordinator, very simply put it this way: we have got to turn him from a scat back and turn him into a quarterback. If he stays in that pocket and plays quarterback, we can beat him.
The Chicago Bears will receive. Philadelphia has never won here in a series that goes back to 1939. 0-11. The last meeting here was in 1986, that emotional return for Buddy Ryan and the Eagles. They lost in overtime, 13-10. Luis Zendejas will kick off. The Bears have won the toss. Thomas Sanders, Dennis Gentry are deep to return it. Short kick. Gentry to the 30. Tackle made by David Little. Mike Tomczak, who is about to start his first playoff game for the season, 59%, 1,300 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. And here is the defensive unit he'll face. Reggie White at left end and over Jay Hilgenberg today. Clyde Simmons has been a hero late in the season. Joyner, Reichenbach, and Bell. Joyner is injured. A weak secondary. Young, Allen, Wes Hopkins, and Andre Waters. They are 28th in the league in pass defense. Hand off, left side. Neil Anderson, number 35. Check this Bear offense. Tomczak is joined by Anderson and Suey. Gentry and McKinnon, the wide receivers, and the rookie James Thornton, the tight end. Covert Bortz. Hilgenberg is going to the Pro Bowl again. Tom Thayer and Keith Van Horn. And Van Horn might be a key today as he lines up most of the time against Reggie White. Second down and 10. Tomczak now in his 4th year, 26 years of age. And he's about to throw his first pass, which is incomplete. Trapped at the 31. The intended receiver, the fullback, Matt Suey.
Something we're going to see a lot of today by the Eagles. At times, both outside linebacker and Reichenbach, the middle linebacker, blitzing, guessing that the Bears were going to throw the football. And the Bears, indeed, today feel like they have to run the football against this Eagle team. But, Vern, you've already said they're the worst defensive unit against the pass in the entire National Football League, and I have to believe that before long they're going to attack these corners and start throwing the football downfield.
3rd and 10. 42%, 6th best in the NFL on 3rd down conversions for the year. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Gentry in motion. And Tomczak with time across the middle. Drop. Incomplete at the 45, intended for Wendell Davis, the rookie out of LSU. Mike Ditka told us yesterday he expects this man to have a big game today.
Well, one of the reasons is Wendell Davis is expecting single coverage. Eric Allen will stay to his outside and hold 34. The nickelback will come back to the inside. There's a drop ball, and there's Hogue. Davis just got his eyes upfield, knew he was going to hit, took his eyes off the ball.
Brian Wagner will kick, and Greg Garrity, just activated, will return a punt for the first time this year. He last returned punts a year ago, 4 of them. In 1986, he returned a punt 76 yards. But Konechny is on the inactive list, and this is Garrity back from an injury. Fair catch at the 29. And Randall Cunningham, starting quarterback for the NFC in the Pro Bowl. And what a season. 24 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. He also leads his team in rushing and has done so for the last 2 years. And against him, Harris, McMichael, and Hampton, the 2 keys, Terry.
Yeah, the tackles, both of them hurt. They're the ones that have to get the rush up the middle and in the face of Cunningham. They've got to play and play well.
Handoff up the middle. Michael Haddix gets the start instead of Anthony Toney. Dan Hampton makes the tackle. Offensively, Cunningham is joined by Keith Byers, and it's Haddix in the backfield instead of Toney. Toney has been hampered by an injury. Quick and Carter, and the tight end, also a Pro Bowl starter, Keith Jackson. Up front, Darwin Alexander. Ron Baker has been the key since he rejoined the starting lineup some 7 weeks ago. Ron Heller and Remington acquired this season. Second down and 6. Anthony Toney loses yardage to the 30. Dave Dewerson, number 22.
Dewerson came up. The Bears jumped down inside, brought both their ends down inside, got into the Bear defense. Dewerson lined up and then looped around the nose tackle and got right into the backfield almost before Cunningham was able to hand the ball off.
3rd and 8. Myers trots off the field. The words one has heard all week from the Bears: contain Cunningham. Eagles not that proficient on 3rd down. 4-man rush, no blitz. Left side, incomplete. 4th down. Intended for Quick. Mike Quick out 8 weeks in the middle of the season with a broken leg. And now John Telchik is on to punt. And Dennis McKinnon is deep. Short. McKinnon punt. Izell Jenkins, number 46, who had a blocked punt against Phoenix earlier this year, is right in McKinnon's face. That's a 36-yard punt, no return.
So we're here.
Leave it to the good hands.
And the Bears have the ball back for the second time on really a balmy winter afternoon in Chicago. Temperature at game time 29 degrees, but the absence of wind makes it really comfortable.
Yeah, can you imagine? It's no wind blowing here at Soldier Field.
No. Mike Tomczak got the start after replacing the injured Jim McMahon, week number 10. And then he was out for a couple of weeks with a separated shoulder. Play fake. Tomczak drills it. Again, this time it's Ron Morris, as Mike Ditka has gone to his second set of receivers, Wendell Davis and Ron Morris.
Wendell Davis and Morris are two receivers that are primarily short to medium route runners. They're not really burners that you'll see Tomczak send down the field. He'll say that for Gentry and McKinnon, but that time a little zone adjustment. Tomczak got the ball in there, but the ball was dropped. 2 drop passes, 2 well-thrown balls so far by Tomczak.
2nd and 10. Anderson doesn't get the block he needs and is driven out of bounds after a modest gain of 2. Reggie White ranging way over to the right, and then Seth Joyner, who's playing injured today, and Todd Bell as well.
Well, one of the things if we see the Bears, Tomczak snaps his hands like that, claps them, that shows that it's the Eagle defense or the 46. Ryan still calls it the 46 defense. Everyone jammed down inside, and the Bears that time allowing to pitch the ball and go wide. And the best thing to do against that is forget the run, go play action, and throw the ball to your flanker or you're out, and they have man-to-man coverage.
Eagles will use, as McMahon looks on, the 46 defense now. Reggie White over Jay Hilgenberg. 3rd and 7. 4 wide receiver set. That's Gentry in motion, followed by Izell Jenkins. Tomczak has time. Wide open. McKinnon chased by Waters. No flags. Touchdown. 64 yards. And a blown assignment, obviously. That's Roy Nell Young's area. I'm not sure if he was the one who blew the coverage. Butler's extra point. They had problems with the hold. But Jim Tunney signals the extra point is good. Look at the touchdown.
Now, number 20 is the strong safety, Waters. He's coming out too flat. Notice how flat he is. He has to have depth, and he comes too flat. Then he trips. When he trips, that allows McKinnon the separation to go deep and for the touchdown. I want to go back to that again and tell you that Roy Nell Young, 43, the corner, did not jam McKinnon. His responsibility is to jam him, slow him down, and allow time for Waters to get over. Didn't do it. Touchdown.
Of the year, this one's 64 yards as he outlasted Andre Waters, and that gives Chicago a 7-0 lead. Just under 12 minutes to go, first quarter. Butler's kick, short. Isaiah Jenkins to the 35-yard line. Tackle made by Lorenzo Lynch, and a fight breaks out up at the 45. Butler was involved briefly.
John Klingel back up top. Defensive end is the guy that's in there trying to get a little shot.
Here's Klingel, number 97. Definite weight advantage over Kevin Butler.
There's Butler. Butler says, I'm more than a kicker. You come at me, I'm going to get it. Look at this. Gets him, takes him down. 1, 2, 3, you bet. That started it. Then Klingel came in to protect his man.
First and 10, Philadelphia. They trail by 7. Cunningham. Got him. Mike Quick to the 49-yard line. Coverage by Mike Richardson. 15-yard gain.
We will see play action time and time again by the Eagles. And the routes that Cunningham wants to run with Quick and with his tight end is the hook route. He believes that his receivers can drive off, and he's told them, come back to me, and I'll get the ball to you, get the separation.
Bears are 9-0 this year when they've scored the first points. First and 10 Eagles. Short drop, Cunningham pumped once. That's all arm, and he finds Chris Carter. First down at the 33-yard line. What an unusual pass. 17-yard gain.
Yeah, the prompt fooled everyone. And then actually when Cunningham turned the ball loose, Vern, I thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it was dropped in perfectly behind the corner and between the safety for the completion. Oh, it's a little short step, 3-step. There's the prompt that got everybody to bite, and now the layup over the corner right into Carter's hands.
That's another first down after the 17-yard gain after 33. First and 10 Eagles. They trail 7-0. Take right, hand it left. Keith Byers. Eagles don't have that potent a ground game.
They don't have that good a ground game, and Byers, drafted #1 out of Ohio State, was drafted to come in and bring to the fullback position what they wanted, a real strong runner that could get them 800-900 yards, be a big third down guy. But the surprise that he has brought to this Eagle offense is his pass catching ability. That has surprised everyone.
Eagles don't have a running back who's rushed for more than 100 this year. Byers has the best effort. That was 86 yards. Split backs behind Cunningham on second down. Flag is down. Cunningham will run. The average is better than 6 yards a carry, and that is short of a first down. But he's inside the 25. Now keep in mind the flag is Jim Morrissey makes the tackle. Here's Jim Tunney. Offside. Bears. Looked like Dan Hampton, number 99, might have come across.
Offside. Defense, number 99. Penalty is accepted. It'll still be second down.
One of the things the Bears, Vern, want to get in this game is a lot of movement, a lot of adjustment in their defensive line. Notice the switch. McMichael goes over to the left guard. Now Hampton slides in over the center. That's to the tight end side. They call that an over. Now Hampton, he jumps off sides.
Working against Dave Remington and David Alexander now in that set. After the 5-yard penalty, second down and 2. Randall Cunningham.
This is an impatient territory for him. He would like to strike.
Into the flat, almost picked off. Al Harris. And commits. Oh, what a woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Well, I just said it. Cunningham, when he gets inside that 30-yard line, he thinks touchdown, put it in the end zone, and coming right out with a little sprint out. That's a little sprint out. If the backer comes up and takes his tight end, then Cunningham will pull the ball down and throw it deep to Quick in the end zone.
Is that a tendency he will lose with experience, or will he always be that anxious?
I think he'll always be that anxious, and that's why he is a great young quarterback. He's aggressive, and he wants to put it in the end zone.
You can see that Cunningham is 3 for 26 on third down last 3 games. That one, the flat for fire, is incomplete. Coverage by Jim Morrissey. 4th down. And that will bring on Luis Zendejas, who started the season with the Dallas Cowboys. Lost a showdown to Roger Ruzek. Was picked up on waivers by the Philadelphia Eagles and has kicked well.
Yeah, I took a broom handle and went out on this field and poked holes all over. That field is real soft, and where he's kicking is so flat. He said it's just like AstroTurf. He loves it where he is right now.
John Pelchick will hold. 43-yard effort. No good. .37 remaining in the first quarter of play. Zendejas missed narrowly to the left, so it remains 7-0 Chicago. 64-yard touchdown catch off the arm of Mike Tomczak. 9:37 remaining in the first quarter of play, and Mike Tomczak getting his first playoff start leads the Bears up. One-time free agent quarterback from Ohio State who has fought long and hard and has really gained his confidence this year. Play fake, Tomczak pumps. Off his back foot, intercepted. Picked off, and we go the other direction. It's Seth Joyner. His 5th interception of the season.
Well, you can credit that interception to Mike Pitts, number 74, as he got in the face of Tomczak. Tomczak trying to get the football away, could not get enough steam on it, threw it right into Seth Joyner's hands. 59 is Seth Joyner. That's the man that's going to intercept the pass. Notice he's reading the eyes of Tomczak. Doesn't take the pumps, keeps his ground, and now the hit by Pitts pulls the ball down and drops it right into the hands of Joyner for the interception.
That is the 33rd pass interception of the year for the Philadelphia Eagles. They are plus 19 in turnovers. Big factor in their success. First down at the 30. Picks up on the play as Cunningham ran into Anthony Toney at the handoff.
Well, the thing that's happening, Vern, is once again we're seeing Dave Duerson, the strong safety, come up and play a linebacker position. He's going in one side, in the other side, and he's messing up the timing of the quarterback. Cunningham doesn't know whether to audible or stay with the play. And my suggestion is, anytime that you see Duerson up tight, sprint out, get away from him, and throw the ball deep.
Second down and 10, midway through the first quarter. Just under 9 minutes to go, 7-0 Chicago. Split backs, blitz might be coming. 6-man rush. Cunningham stands strong across the middle. It's caught by Keith Jackson, the Pro Bowl starter, the rookie out of Oklahoma. And Duerson up on the line to jam him, and that time Jackson got free.
You're going to see Duerson coming up in the face of Jackson, and to the outside is 59, Ron Rivera. Now he blitzes. Now the responsibility for man coverage is on Duerson, and he loses his man, and Jackson, hey, that's simple. Down 10 yards, cut across the middle, wide open.
Meanwhile, back at the line of scrimmage, an altercation continued as a shove in the back to Ron Rivera from Ron Heller. 19-yard gain. Byers tests the middle. And he's knocked down as he gets inside the 10. $7-0. Bears lead. Mike Ditka said yesterday, if we don't beat ourselves, they can't beat us. Turnovers will be the factor in this ball game. And Chicago, despite a 12-4 record, is just +1 in turnovers for the year.
And Buddy Ryan said we're better at every position except middle linebacker. So you figure out who's telling the truth.
2nd and 8. Blitz again. Cunningham sees it, gets rid of the hot receiver, incomplete. Intended for Carter. Jim Morrissey right in Cunningham's face, number 51.
Blitz, blitz, blitz. And one thing Vince Tobin wants to do today is get pressure in Cunningham's face. That means up the middle. That's the quickest place. That's where it happens the fastest, is when you go right over the center guard gap. Does not allow the quarterback enough time, Vern, to get his feet set and then throw the football accurately.
That was Vince Tobin you saw prowling the sideline. 3rd down and 8 from the 9. Philadelphia has been excelling recently inside the 20. Quick and Johnson both in. Shotgun, flag down. Cunningham has a man open. Caught. Touchdown at the play stand. Chris Carter. But there is a flag. Motion Philadelphia.
Illegal motion. Back was moving forward. It's still 3rd down.
Tony will move forward. One of the reasons is this safety is going to blitz. That's Crum 44. Tony anticipating blitz. Wants to get up and help his quarterback, but you have to be set 1 second. Tony was not. The touchdown pass is called back.
The Eagles have a touchdown negated. They also have missed a field goal. They trail 7-0. They can get a first down without the touchdown.
No blitz.
Yes, the 5-man rush. Cunningham pulls up, lets it go in the end zone. Tipped, bobbled, tipped again, and caught. Touchdown! Mike Quick. A flag is down. Personal foul. Holding. Eagles.
Holding. 25. Offense. Still 3rd down.
Anthony Tony's going to want to find a place to hide. Back-to-back penalties have wiped out back-to-back touchdowns.
And you can't have this kind of, you just can't have these kind of penalties, Vern, in this kind of football game. This is a playoff game. This is a young football team, and they're prone to make these type of mistakes.
Take a look at the reverse angle, though. Was it or was it not a touchdown? Mike Quick backs up, steps out of bounds.
That's illegal. A receiver cannot go out of the field of play and back in and make a catch.
That one would have been reversed on instant replay. 3rd and 23. Left side. Over. Tipped away. Bestie Jackson. Intended for Quick. 4th down.
Vince Tobin said, we want to keep Randall Cunningham in the pocket. We want to make him a quarterback, not a scat back. Cunningham in the pocket is not throwing the ball that well. Very confusing. Right now, the Bears have blitzed him a lot, and now they're dropping off and playing zones, but they're dropping very deep, and he's a little bit confused right now, forcing the football into the end zone.
Zendejas will gain a yard on this effort. It'll be from 42 yards out. Right hash mark. This one is good. So a touchdown to Carter wiped out. A touchdown to Quick wiped out. Zendejas is now 1 of 2 field goals. He's authored a field goal of 42 yards in 7-3 Chicago. Vern Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw here at Soldier Field. And Zendejas will kick it off. Sanders and Gentry, the 2 deep men for the Bears. at the 3. And not much on the return. He doesn't make the 15-yard line. That's an 11-yard return. Bears have had problems on first down thus far. Philadelphia 6.8 yards on first down plays, and Chicago a flat 0.
Tom Zach wants to get his running game going. The thing that the Bears feel like they have to do is run the ball and run it well, and they have not been able to do anything on first down, and that would lead up to passing. You can't run on first down. Come out with play action and throw the football.
2 new running backs in for the Bears. Brad Muster, the rookie from Stanford, and Thomas Sanders. The Bears have had 2 passes dropped, and Tom Zach hands it off on the draw. This is Sanders out of Texas A&M. He's out to the 20, or rather the 19-yard line. Mike Tomczak, of course, played poorly in the last regular season game, that Monday nighter, and there was some speculation that Mike Ditka might go to McMahon, who is healthy, can play today, but Ditka's stuck with Tomczak. He played very well in the second half, and there was no question about who would get the start in this ballgame.
Well, that said a lot to Tomczak, and in talking to him, he knows that his performance today sends a strong signal to these Bears, to the coaches, to the players, that he can take them all the way. This is his team.
Thomas Sanders again. And not much of a gain. Reggie White in a scuffle. With, I believe, is that Thornton? Reggie White, of course, a licensed minister. They call him the Minister of Defense. They expect him to be a little more passive.
Well, the Bible says the meek shall inherit the earth, and evidently that's what Reggie White was going to do. White coming to the outside. Nice little cut there by Boso, number 86, backup tight end, and that's what got White. He didn't like the foot coming up, and he felt like that Bozo was trying to trip him, so he applied 295 pounds of preaching on him.
3rd and 4. And start the clock now. Jim McMahon told us yesterday, I've got to play in this game. I just hope it's not too late before they put me in.
He realizes that if this young quarterback Tomczak plays well, then McMahon might be out here. There are trade rumors around Chicago.
46 defense for the Eagles. Reggie White over Jay Hilgenberg now. And here comes White. Tomczak sees him, gets rid of it. McKinnon, first down. Oh, dandy play in front of Andre Waters. And Tomczak had Reggie White making a bull rush at him.
One of the things that Hilgenberg was worried about, he felt like that White would come rushing, bull rushing straight away to his snap hand side, his left side. Now White goes to his right side, swims over and takes the left arm burn like a swim technique and goes right by him.
That's going to be a fascinating battle today because Hilgenberg is very confident of his ability to handle Reggie White. He said, I made this ball club as a free agent, practicing against this 46 defense, and I worked every day in practice against Dan Hampton. First down and 10. Hilgenberg and White, Pro Bowlers. Tomczak left side, bobbled, dropped. James Thornton, the tight end, and Todd Bell is defending.
Yeah, Todd Bell, 52. Now, he'll play the weak side linebacker, the right linebacker for the Eagles, but he's a strong safety. And in the scheme of things, he plays the linebacker position like a strong safety. And if you see the Bears put a tight end over on his side, he will widen out, drop off just like a safety and take him man for man. One of the things the Bears want to do, Vern, is throw to their backs and tight ends on the outside linebackers of the Eagles. They don't think they can cover that well.
Second down and 10, 7-3, Chicago leads it. Tomczak to Sanders. Goes left, cuts it up for about a 3-yard gain near the 36. Mike Reichenbach, number 55, makes the tackle, the one-time free agent out of East Stroudsburg State. Jim McMahon, of course, started the first 9 games this year before he was hurt in the New England game, and has not played since. He was activated for the Monday night game. They do have strength at this position. Tomczak 4-1. McMahon is a starter 7-2. But they've scored more under Tomczak during his 5 starts.
Well, if you're think like Ditka. He's got to look at that 29 points a game and say, hey, 29 is a lot better than 19, and that's got to be my man.
3rd and 7. Stunts. Tomczak with time. McKinnon wide open. Bobbled, caught, first down, Bears at the 42. He victimized the rookie Izell Jenkins, and that's a gain of 22. And Reggie White sands helmet.
Well, this is the thing that the Philadelphia Eagles are not that good at. There's a little move inside then outside by McKinnon, and automatically, right off the line of scrimmage, Jenkins is trailing McKinnon. He's wide open.
Remember that old stat? Here's Reggie White losing his helmet. Heath Van Horn. Reggie with a little more preaching. 1st and 10 from the 41. Into the flat, Sanders. Roynell Young knocks him out of bounds.
Good quarterbacking. That is excellent quarterbacking. Tomczak drops back, Vern looks downfield. The linebackers drop deep. He throws it to the swing man.
One of the things that Mike told us yesterday, it's no fun being a backup to Jim McMahon in Chicago. And Mike Tomczak sought psychiatric help last summer to help him in his dealings with his coach, Mike Ditka. But he and McMahon have remained friends throughout all this.
Well, they've got a good relationship. It's just that he has had problems with Ditka.
2nd down and 2. White again lines up over Jay Hilgenberg. And an audible by Mike Tomczak. Brad Mustard. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Terry, just to wrap up that point about Mike Tomczak and his seeking of help, I think that's a good idea.
I think it's an excellent idea because he has gotten his confidence back, and a lot of people wonder why he went to a psychiatrist to help him. But let me give you an example. I went to a guy that had me hypnotized. In 1972, I had lost all of my confidence. I had problems with my head coach, too, and the fans, being a young kid out of a small school. And so I went, and Lou Rickey out of New Orleans, every morning before the game, would hypnotize me and give me 3 words. And he'd say, relax, confidence, and concentrate. And when he would wake me up, anytime I felt I was slipping in those areas, I could repeat that word, and immediately I had relax, confidence, and concentrate.
3rd and 2. Tomczak behind Ron Morris. No flags. It'll be 4th down.
Fans are wanting a penalty on William Frizzell, 33. Young goes to the outside, Morris inside. Now he's wide open, and the pass is coming, and there's the hands that are placed on Morris. And as insignificant as the contact was, they should have thrown a penalty. That is pass interference.
Butler comes on to try the field goal. Interesting stat on Kevin Butler. He kicks much better on the road. He is 68% at Soldier Field, 82% on the road. And this is a 51-yarder that will not get there. .136 to go. 7-3. Buddy Ryan's team gets the ball back after the missed field goal. Eagles, of course, got into the championship, the divisional playoff, by winning the championship in the last week. Let's take a look back at their season. They started out. Carter, he can throw. It's a fake reverse. And Byers fooled me. Good ball handling.
Well, Byers didn't really fool the Bears. That's the same gadget play. That's a fake reverse keep by Byers that he used against the Phoenix Cardinals to go 52 yards far. And the Bears saw that on the tape, said, okay, there's a little, yeah, I see the play action. I'm going to come out and I'm going to hold you up. And good job by the Bears.
There a chance they could be using that to set something up later?
Well, every gadget run has a gadget pass off of it.
2nd down. Cunningham. Nice pass to Byers. Jim Morrissey defending, and that's a 1st down, Philadelphia.
Vern, anytime a linebacker has his back to the quarterback, even though he has tight coverage on the receiver, he has no idea where the football is, and that time Cunningham just simply threw it over his right ear, and Byers made the catch.
Gain of 13, 1st down, Eagles. They trail 7-3. We are in the final minute quarter number 1. Cunningham now 4 of 9 for 64 yards, but he has been held in the pocket thus far. First and 10.
Jurgensen's playing with Cunningham's mind, faking blitz, forcing Cunningham to audible.
No blitz. Cunningham deep. Good coverage. Incomplete. Quick and Mike Richardson.
This is an audible by Cunningham to go deep to Quick, who has man-to-man coverage by 27, Mike Richardson. Ball's led a little bit to the inside, but what a fine job by Quick to get up and prevent the interception. Notice the position that Richardson had inside on Quick. Ball a little underthrown, goes up, plays the ball, and knocks it away.
That brings up a second down and 10. Quick just back, of course, after those 8 weeks on injured reserve with a broken leg. Split backs behind Randall Cunningham. Blitz coming. Cunningham reads it. Byers, the hot receiver. And a huge gain as Byers chugs to the 24. What a nice read by Randall Cunningham, a gain of 24.
A very dangerous play, but a very successful play. No one is blocking for Cunningham. They go up to take on the blockers and then turn the blitzes loose, and it's up to Cunningham to be responsible for everyone and get the ball off by himself. Byers blocks a guy, turns him loose, and then goes out for the pass.
Walter Abercrombie now comes into the lineup for the Philadelphia Eagles. They will not get another playoff before the quarter ends. It's been a good one at Soldier Field in Chicago. We've finished one. It's 7-3.
Football Hall of Fame. To be selected is the greatest honor of my life. To join men like George Halas. And because of him, I started my career as a Chicago Bear. And I'm with the Bears again. And the game I loved as a player is still in my blood as a coach. The will to win, the fire competition. They're all part of the stories that are here for you at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And when you see my ditya, remember that in life, just as in football, there's a lot more to winning than just wanting to.
All here, the records, the films, the stories at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio.
As Mike Ditka looks on. Byers back in the backfield. First and 10, Philadelphia. With time, Cunningham on a rope inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Keith Jackson. And we watch him in isolation.
Jackson over Rivera, 59's got Jackson. Notice the move outside. The one lateral step by Jackson is to find out what the people over him are going to do. If they don't put their hands on him, he goes back inside and turns around and hooks. If they put their hands on him, he'll take a lateral step, swing over, and come inside.
Look at the year he's had after he left Oklahoma. 81 catches in 16 games. In 48 games with the Sooners, he caught a total of 62. Mike Quick back in the lineup. First and 10, Eagles. Cunningham in the grasp. And oh, boy. The Bear fans love it. But they're groaning in Philadelphia right now. Particularly given the talents of Randall Cunningham to run.
This is a shame because this young man is Houdini on wheels. Watch him when he gets his hands. Now, Smith has his hands on him, and now, is he in the grasp? I don't think so. You know, I hate that call because this guy is an athlete. He's not a quarterback. He's an athlete, a guy that has the ability to run, a guy that has the ability to break tackles. And when he breaks these tackles, he makes things happen. But notice, is he down? Is he in the grasp? Well, I don't think so.
Jim Tunney made the call, and the key words are grasp and control. And I don't think there's much doubt he can have both. Here's the blitz. Cunningham, flag is down. Byers with the catch for the 15. But this one could be wiped out. Ron Rivera makes the tackle. Holding, Eagles. This is an Eagle offense, which in 1986, the offensive line of Philadelphia gave up 106 sacks. They've reduced it now. This year it was 57.
Holding, 50. Still second down.
That's Dave Remington, the center. Take a look at it.
Remington, a guy that was released by the Bengals, failed his physical there. Hampton takes the swim technique and goes around, and a nice job by Remington of grabbing on and hanging on to Hampton's leg. And as a quarterback, I'll say, fine, hey, you saved my life. I don't mind the holding. I'll make up for it right now.
Now it's 2nd down and 30. Handoff, Tony. Mike Singletary led the way. The defensive player of the year.
Singletary, 50, looking inside, said the most important thing this week, I have to have perfect technique. I have to have perfect reads. I have to be in the perfect position to play the perfect game. He wants to have that kind of game today against Buddy Ryan, his buddy.
When these two teams played here in 1986 after the game was over, Singletary waited outside the locker room so he could hug Buddy Ryan. 3rd and 32. No blitz, stunts. Cunningham deep. Caught at the 4, and that'll be close to the first down. Ron Johnson with the catch.
Cunningham pass, incomplete.
And they'll bring the chain out.
Well, it starts with time. One thing that happens is that Cunningham looks to his right, has the time, sets up, and now throws a deep pass. And anytime a quarterback throws deep 20-yard ends, he has to have time. What an excellent throw. Bestie Jackson, 24. He had Ron Johnson just blanketed, but a perfectly thrown ball.
4th and that much.
Go for it. You got to go for it. This is the playoffs. There's no tomorrow. If you don't gamble, gamble. Do everything that would blow the computers apart.
Buddy Ryan will. He'll pass on the field goal. Ted Plum, the offensive coordinator.
Sprint out. Motion, get outside. Look at Plum. He's wanting him. Get off the field. You're going to cost us the timeout.
4th and a foot. How about quarterback rollout? Nope, quarterback sneak. And that's close.
I think you got it, Vern.
Dante Jones, number 53, jammed him up. And now the spot.
Cunningham bounced off to the outside, to the right side, and I believe he was able to pick up the first down. That play went against the computer. The computer says in that situation, option pass by Cunningham sprinting out, so quarterback sneak. Oh. Now that's close. If you can't call it, then it's a first down. You can see what Tunney's doing. He's putting his hand down between the yardstick and the tip of the football, and he has clearance for his hand. Therefore, he's ruling bare ball. I know what the argument is. Is it to the point of the chain, or is it to the pole of the pole that's holding the chain? That's what the Eagles are arguing.
Watch the effort of the rookie out of Oklahoma, Dante Jones, number 53.
53, Jones off the ball inside, sees Cunningham spinning out, gets in to make the stop and push him back and prevent the Eagles from the first down.
Chicago holds. 7:46 to go first half. Tomczak thus far, 108 yards. McKinnon has caught 3, including a 64-yard touchdown. The Eagles have had 2 touchdowns called back on penalties, both by Anthony Toney. And moments ago, on 4th and a foot, Randall Cunningham went right. Dante Jones came left. And it was a whisker by which the Bears took over. 46 defense now. Reggie White over Hilgenberg. Tomzak hands it off up the middle. Matsui. And not much. Jerome Brown was there to make the tackle. Take a look at how close that first down measurement was.
Right. And the argument was the Eagles claimed that the ball touched the end of the chain. Notice the little double ring with the pole. See, they're trying to say, well, it's not the pole, it's the ring. But it is. It's all the way, full length to the pole. And therefore, they miss a first down by what looks or appears to be about 1/2 inch.
Second down and 10. 7-3, Chicago leads. But 64 of their 119 yards came on one play. Hot receiver. Bozo. Fumble. Recovered by the Eagles. No, a scramble for it now. And did Philadelphia get it? Yes. Wes Hopkins. And that is the second Chicago turnover of the first half.
The blitz from the outside and a blitz control route. Bozo, number 86. Notice 52, Todd Bell coming to the outside. Seth Joyner, 59. Both linebackers blitzing. Bozo reads it, picks up the pass, and now Andre Waters, 20, comes over and knocks the ball loose. And then the free safety comes over and makes the recovery.
Pass interception recovered by Joyner. Wes Hopkins with a fumble recovery. Mike Ditka said the only way we can lose is by turnovers. First down at the 15. 7-3, Bears. Toss right, Toney to the 11-yard line.
Anthony Toney.
Sean Smith, number 97. The Eagles, of course, well documented the worst pass defense in the league, but that's overcome because they've done such a good job, Terry, in turnovers.
Well, you can notice they're second in the NFL with a plus 20 in the turnover ratio. So even though they give up a lot of yardage, they come up with 32 interceptions, and the plus 20 gets them the ball back a lot.
Bears have turned it over twice today. The Eagles have gone 4 games in which they did not have any turnovers at all. Audible, Cunningham. Pulls up, line drop. Nice job of containment by Rivera, who makes the tackle, number 59. And that will bring up third down.
The Eagles that time sent 2 receivers out in pass routes. The tight end hooked over the middle, and Cunningham, when he scrambled, there was no one that could come back to him to help him. You're looking at Kavanaugh sitting in the plays. No one could help him. Both receivers were double teamed. Thus, Cunningham outside, he had nothing to do to either throw it or run it.
Third and 8. 7-3 Chicago lead. That's Jackson in motion. 4-man rush by the Bears. Into the end zone. Caught. No! Dropped. And the rookie was all by himself.
Perfectly thrown ball by Cunningham. Mike Singletary, 50, will come out and take on the tight end Jackson. But then he sees Cunningham hesitate. He freezes, allowing Jackson in behind Cunningham. And then Jackson, believe it or not, drops a perfectly thrown pass that should have been a touchdown.
Ted Plum giving his first-year player out of Oklahoma a word of consolation. Zendejas from 29 yards away. John Celtic Cole. And the Eagles have cut the lead to 1. But they blow a marvelous opportunity to go on top. 9:17 to go first half. From Lundquist, Terry Bradshaw, the NFC Divisional Playoff at Soldier Field, where Philadelphia's Luis Zendejas is just off with a 29-yard field goal. That cuts it to 7-6. Keith Jackson dropped a touchdown in the end zone. He's a multi-dimensional young man. Plays the cello, and he's quite serious about it. He said his favorite composer is Bach because he composed solos for cello players. And the other composers just kind of ignored them. I'm sure he would play a sad song right now. Thomas Sanders. Get in the open field and dropped at the 22-yard line. Well, the Eagles have not wanted for opportunities. There's a flag down. Scott Curtis with the tackle. They've also not wanted for penalties. Jim McMahon, a little worried about his future in Chicago right now. Said, I hope I get to play. I hope it's not too late.
Inside on the kicking team. Repeat the kick, 5-yard penalty.
And Jim's 29 years old, and I think a lot of what's going on right now is a little bit of a concern about his future. A little fear maybe that if the Bears don't want him, he would be hard to trade because he's had so many injuries. And that is something that Mike Dick brought up, and one of the reasons for starting Tomczak, one of the reasons for drafting Harbaugh was that they could not rely on Jim McMahon being there, and they could not count on him for a full season. And so now the young Tomczak, he has the job, and Jim, quite honestly, is concerned that he may be out of here. And Vern, he told us, I don't want to leave Chicago. I don't want to leave the Bears. This is my home. I just built a brand new 10,000 square foot mansion, or whatever that thing costs.
Matter of fact, he said if it comes to trade talks, he might think about retiring and not leaving Chicago. But he also said in the next sentence, if it does come to a trade, I will demand an okay of that trade.
And I also have 1 year on my before my contract is up, and I'll go in and I'll force them to sign me to the contract here before the trade can be made. So some concerns about Jim McMahon while he's rooting for his team. I'm sure he would like to have an opportunity to play. A guy like him that is known for big games would certainly like to be in this one.
From the 30, short kick taken at the 35. And Kozlowski. That's a 23-yard return by Kozlowski.
One of the reasons you put receivers up like this, and this is a short up, is they have good hands. Kozlowski also an excellent blocker, another reason, but now you're seeing something that he does very well, a little nifty bit of running. What do you go there, about 55 yards for 4 yards gain?
About 55 for 23. There's Kozlowski out of Brigham Young University. First down at the 44-yard line. Reggie White again over Jay Hilgenberg. Hilgenberg wins that battle. And the pass is complete for 32. Caught by Wendell Davis, the rookie out of LSU. I just kept my eye on Hilgenberg and White that time. And Hilgenberg planted him, put him on his back.
That's a key matchup today, and Hilgenberg told us that one of the things I have to do is I have to get my hands on White immediately. I cannot allow him to get his hands on me. I get my hands on him, I think I can handle him man for man. If we have to take two blockers and block him, he says we're in a lot of trouble.
This time Reggie White is up against Van Horn as the Eagles have their regular defensive deployment in. Boso in motion. Toss left. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Todd Bell, who is as emotional about this ball game as I think any player on the field. Those of you who were with us during the NFL today saw him taunt the Bear bench when he came on.
Todd Bell said, I saw this game in my dreams. We're destined to go to the Super Bowl, and I'm destined to play well today. And he dreams of nothing more would thrill him. I think even a Super Bowl wouldn't excite him as much as beating the Chicago Bears today. He feels like, well, quite honestly, he got the shaft when they got rid of him here.
Second down at 9. Draw play. To the 31, it'll be third down. Brad Muster, number 25, number 1 draft choice out of Stanford. He was expected to replace Matt Suhey before the season began, and Suhey, the old warhorse, has hung on to his starting position, but Ditka said Muster has started to play well later in the season.
Yeah, one of the things that this young man brings is that if he's in the backfield, he is also an excellent pass receiver.
Remember what he told us in Sweden last summer?
No.
That he wears a T-shirt under his uniform with the picture of the wrestler Ric Flair on it.
Hey, that's pretty good. You got a pretty good memory there, old buddy.
I know all those wrestlers. Tomzak back. Right side. First down, Ron Morris. Roynell Young and Terry Holt make the stop. It's a gain of 30.
A gain of 30 yards on a simple pass route. Morris runs down 10 yards, Vernon just turns around. It's called the old button hook or the hook to the right of your screen. Good job. Tomzak picks him up, throws the ball up. Look, no one's out there defending. Everyone is gone. Jenkins misses the tackle, and a good bit of running that time by Morris to take it down to the 4-yard line.
Ron Morris out of SMU, 6'1", 195. First and goal. 7-6, Bears lead. 6:27 to go, first half. Timeout, Chicago. Only touchdown of the game. McKinnon, 64-yard catch, but the Bears threaten first and goal, and they have moved the ball primarily, Terry, through the air thus far.
Well, they've rushed 9 times for 12 yards, so they're not running the football the way they want to run the football. But they have thrown the ball extremely well, and that does not surprise me, Vern, because this is the worst pass defense in the National Football League. So, would they run the football here? Maybe on first down, but I would like to see play action, little crossing route. Should be wide open for a touchdown.
Split backs behind Mike Tomzak. Also the tight end. They'll run it on first down. Anderson touchdown. Oh, huge hole.
Coming right at you. Like about 55, plays over, reads the guard pulls to the left, Bortz that is, he follows him, opens up a big lane inside. That time Anderson cut back in for the touchdown.
Butler for the extra point. Only 12 yards on the ground until this run, and Mike Ditka most appreciative of the effort of a hobbled Neil Anderson, who scores from 4 and increases the lead to 8. Mike Ditka, a 44-yard drive in 5 plays, all set up by Kozlowski's kickoff return and a 30-yard catch by Ron Morris. And the Bears now lead at 14-6 as Butler kicks it off. Isaiah Jenkins at the 7. Rookie from North Carolina State, all the way out to the 32-yard line. Good ball game so far. 14-6 the score, and coming up next, CBS Sports, it's college basketball action as Kentucky travels down the road to battle Louisville in a matchup of traditional state powerhouses. That's all next, right here on CBS Sports. Billy Packer and Tim Brandt were standing by to watch Denny Crum's team take on the beleaguered Eddie Sutton Ball Club. First and 10, Eagles. They trail by 8.
Big series of downs here. The Eagles need to drive this football down and get a score. Primarily, I know they would want a touchdown, but for their confidence, they need to score on this drive.
Cunningham, Myers. Oh, was that on a line? Dewerson and Singletary and Richardson with a tackle. A gain of 15.
When you take a back like Byers and get him out of the backfield and put him on the flank, which is what he's doing, notice the lack of respect that Richardson gives him. He says, oh, I'll lay off of you to the outside, and Byers goes down and comes to the inside. Smart route running by Byers.
Gain of 15, first down, 10, Philadelphia. 14-6, Chicago. That's Quick in motion. Blitz coming. Cunningham reads it, goes to Quick. And Quick is out of bounds with another Eagle first down at the 41. Tackle this time made by Morrissey and Bestie Jackson.
Ted Plum told us that one of the things that they had to do with their offense and with Quick was to put him in motion, but not set the motion after he got out. We wanted our men moving at the snap of the football because we believe that creates a lot of indecision in the secondary of the Bears. So we don't want to just motion and stop. We want to motion and snap the ball while our guys are moving.
From the 42, Cunningham looks over the Bear defense. 5:23 to go, first half. Draw play, Tony. Dan Hampton, number 99, up on top to make the stop.
Now, see, I believe draws will work well against the Vikings, but I don't think they'll work well against the Bears. The Vikings are taught to come off the ball and always play pass. The Bears don't do that. Hampton that time came off, engaged with his man, and then peeked into the backfield to find out where the ball carrier was. It's very hard to run draws on a defensive line that does not rush the passer.
You've been watching Dan Hampton. Has he been hobbled by the injury much?
Not a bit. Matter of fact, he and Michael both look very well.
Saw the total yardage from both teams. 1 yard separates them. Second down. Cunningham. Wow. That's the third sack today. And that's 60 for the year. And let's watch Dan Hampton work.
Watch it once again. 99 Hampton, no stunts. McMichael 76, no stunts. But notice they stay in their lanes. They don't get out of the lanes. And now Hampton beats Remington, gets back to the inside. They want to stay in their lanes when they rush Cunningham because they want to force him to run up the middle. If he runs up the middle, he will not throw the football. He will run with it.
3rd and 10. Blitz, stunts. Cunningham, deep, incomplete. Off the hands of Quick. As Vesty Jackson was defending and the Bear crowd roared. John Telchik on the punt. He can throw it and run it as well. McKinnon is back. Telchik leads the league in punts down inside the 20, and this will be his 29th this year. Well, we've got the Bears and the Eagles today, and out on the coast, they're getting ready tomorrow for another NFC divisional game, the Vikings and the 49ers in a rematch of their game a year ago. And John Madden was indicating yesterday that things are a little tense around 49er camp. That ought to be a dandy because the...
Up there, and that Wilson guy, quarterback for the Vikings, he's playing well. Montana ought to be a whale of a game.
We'll have a report from Pat Summerall and John Madden at halftime. We're 3:52 away from that. And now from the 7, Tomzak on 1st and 10, hands it off. Thomas Sanders surges left. He's got some room. And a foot race with Roynell Young and Andre Waters. That's a 59-yard gain.
Left guard 62, Mark Bortz is leading the way. A handoff deep to Sanders, and there's the block on Todd Bell by Bortz. Knocks Bell outside, and then the cutback running by Sanders, and now the foot race.
Good block by McKinnon. And then Roynell Young caught up with him. Eric Allen also in the chase, but a 59-yard gain by some 39 yards, his longest of the year, and the Bears have called timeout.
Eagles have gone conservative, which is very normal, Vern, and one of the reasons that run was successful is that the Eagles did not send anyone. No linebackers blitz, no safety blitzes. They played a normal little safe front and then dropped everyone out in zone coverage and got Bortz out wide. He makes a little block, and then Sanders has no one there, and he goes down the sideline.
That extraordinary. Prior to that play, the Bears, known for their ground game, had 15 yards rushing, and they pick up 59 on the Sanders scamper.
Yeah, and when you talk to them all week long, they've told us, we have got to run the football. We have got to run the football. And we kept saying, but fellas, wait a minute. These guys are the worst in the league against the pass. You can't tell me you're going to run this football when you should be throwing it. No, we're going to run it. Today, they've thrown the ball well. They finally got a big run.
And by throwing it, they get the big run. 74 yards on the ground now, but 59 on that last tote. Philadelphia has been held to only 16. 3:40 to go first half. It's 14-6 Chicago. Got Bozo in motion. Play fake by Tomczak. Deep left side. Great coverage. As Bozo, I guess, was the intended receiver.
Well, Tomczak made his mind up to go to his tight end, but it's okay to make your mind up, but if he's covered, then unmake your mind up and go somewhere else. He had other receivers crossing that time, and he could have turned around and thrown the ball. Matt Suey, for instance, was wide open on the 20 with no one around him, but Tomczak is young. He wants to stay within himself. He told us, I don't want to get carried away. I want to stay within the framework of the offense, but that doesn't mean that you stare down your receivers, make your mind up. They're covered, go somewhere else.
3:34 to go, first half. 14-6 Chicago. White over Hilgenberg again. Play fake again. And they find McKinnon for a gain of about 8 inside the 30 near the 28, and Mike Reichenbach is there with the tackle.
You know what's so good about those pass routes is the little short hooks, Vernon, is that, number one, it doesn't take long to throw them, and Tomczak can drop back and turn around and throw a little 6-yard hook, and the defensive line, hey, they don't get any sacks, and you keep doing that, and finally, you know, they get frustrated.
How about the quarterbacks and how many times they get hit in a ball game? Well, thus far, Mike Tomczak has only been hit 8 times and has not been sacked. Cunningham has been hit 25 times and has been sacked 3 times. Third down and 3. 14-6 Bears. Anderson forced out of bounds by Todd Bell's fine play. Todd Bell again taunting Mike Ditka. Their relationship was rocky, to say the least. And we chatted with him last night. He said at the midpoint of the season, the team was 4-4, and they were playing the Rams, and Bell said he stood up at halftime of the Ram game, and he said, folks, I want to play the Chicago Bears in the playoffs. You've got to help me visualize this. They turned the game around. 46-yard effort for Butler now. Barely.
But yes. And that's not the end of this field that Tomczak likes to kick from. He likes the other one much better. He says on this end, the wind is always in my face. But today, 4-mile-an-hour wind. Hey, there's no wind at all. 17-6 Bears now. And they've gotten there despite 2 turnovers. And the Eagles had 2 touchdowns called back on consecutive plays back in the first quarter, and Mike Tomczak gets on the phone. Smart, staying within himself. Over there, sitting down. Notice no one's around him. He's got his head in the game, and that's where you have to be as a young quarterback.
Terry, here's a kid, a free agent, had injuries at Ohio State, has fought, battled with Ditka for a spot. This is a pivotal game in his life, I would think.
Well, I've said this, and I've told him that, and he's told me and McMahon. The 3 of us have talked. And the bottom line is this. I said, hey, Mike, you can send a strong signal. You can tell everyone that this is my team. It is not McMahon's team. And Ditka sent a strong message to this young man, Tomczak, when he took a starter at McMahon, even when he's healthy now, and said, you're not my man. I'm going with this kid.
Gerald Jenkins. Tackle is made by Dante Jones for the Bears. 2-minute warning. Actually, 1:52. Chicago has either smoke or fog rolls in over Soldier Field. Whatever, it's eerie.
Well, it's not smoke, it's fog. How does that work, Vern? Warm air goes over the cold water and whatever, however that stuff is? Well,
You went to Louisiana Tech. I went to Texas Lutheran. You got to explain that to me.
You're right. I should have the answer then.
Cunningham, left side. Byers slides down with a catch.
This is where the Eagles are their best. This is where Cunningham is his best because now they're threatened. Now they're challenged. Now they're behind. And this is when you bite these guys, they respond.
Looks like 65 yards to the Pro Bowl starter at tight end. And Todd Crum saved the touchdown.
Jackson owed this to Cunningham. He has already dropped one touchdown pass. Once again, notice the ability of Cunningham out of the pocket. Singleton just stands in front of him. Jackson gets loose, gets behind. That time Richardson wide open.
That's the longest catch of the year for Keith Jackson. And it's 1st and goal from the 6. Timeout has been called by the Eagles as the fog rolls through Soldier Field.
Vern, one of the points to be made is when Cunningham came out that time and was threatening to run with the football, Singletary did not go at him to tackle him, nor did he go back. And that leads me to think that the Bears have assigned Singletary to spy on Cunningham. Everywhere he goes, Singletary will follow.
Our helicopter, which was giving you the aerial shots, was forced to land because of this fog. I do remember watching a Grey Cup game out of Canada back in the 60s where it was like this or worse throughout the entire game. But this adds a dimension to this ball game that's interesting.
Well, do they throw the football? The receivers might not be able to see it. And the success the Eagles have so far is in throwing the football.
Cunningham throws it. Incomplete. Mike Quick covered by Bestie Jackson. And I would think, Terry, it's just absolutely mandatory for the Eagles to come out of this with a touchdown and not a field goal.
Exactly. They need the touchdown, and once again, who has the edge here? There's Quick going to the outside. The ball is behind him, but he did not have a problem picking up the football. So I would say now Cunningham will throw again.
2nd down and goal from the 5. Lob caught. Out of bounds at the 1. Anthony Toney.
Now this is where Cunningham's dangerous to sprint out.
Penalty, Philadelphia.
Toney saying that someone pushed off to allow themselves to get free.
At least for the moment, it is impossible to see the scoreboard. Here's Toney.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 84 is 10 yards and still 2nd down.
That's Kenny Jackson, who came out of retirement late in the season. And that makes it 2nd and goal from the 15.
Kenny Jackson will come down on Richardson, the left corner. He will engage his left arm. Now, where's the push? There's the push right there. The push behind, the push himself and get the separation from Richardson.
And as a result, Mike Ditka peers through the fog as the Eagles deploy 2nd and 15. Cunningham pumps, lobs it for Toney. Down at the 14. Maurice Douglas makes the tackle. Timeout, Philadelphia. .44 seconds remain in the first half. And it's beginning to get a little lighter. The Eagles have 1 timeout left. In the first quarter, back-to-back touchdowns wiped out by penalties. Here they had a 3rd and goal from the 1, but the Kenny Jackson pass interference call cost them 10. Mike Ditka prowls the sidelines. We're just 44 seconds away from halftime. And Brent, Irv, and Dick, along with Will McDonough, are here at Soldier Field. They'll be along with locker room reports 44 seconds from now.
We know this Eagle offense and Ted Plum, and one of the things that they like to do with their receivers in this position, Vern, is to take them down and to cross them, but to cross them very close to one another and automatically building in a pick. And whoever is picked is it, then the quarterback will throw the ball in that direction, that being Cunningham.
3rd and goal from the 13. It's getting much lighter. Blitz. Cunningham. Incomplete for Carter.
Looking at Crum right in his back. 44 Hampton around to the outside, and there's the gun by Cunningham. But boy, what excellent job that time by 27 Richardson as he was underneath the receiver Carter. No way that ball could have been completed.
From 30 yards out, John Kochick will hold, and DeHaas is 2 of 3. Sneaks it inside the right upright. Narrows it to 17-9.
Well, 3 points are good, but Vern, I think you said it best. I believe the Eagles needed to score a touchdown, and once again, it's a classic case of penalties. Pushing off penalty, and then, of course, drop passes. Another 2 touchdown passes that were called back, so the Eagles had self-destructed. They've hurt their chances here in the first half by penalties.
Not an extraordinary number. They've only been penalized 4 times. But the 40 yards have wiped out 2 touchdowns and cost them a 3rd and goal at the 1.
Exactly, and it doesn't matter how many penalties. It's like anything else. It's quality penalties. They've been quality penalties, penalties that have cost them points.
Buddy Ryan prowling the sidelines. 32 seconds remaining in the first half. You ever played in anything like this?
I've never played in fog. I never have. And I've played in torrential downpours in Philadelphia. Matter of fact, the game was canceled. Well, the footballs are floating out the exit signs there. So, but I've never played in anything like this. I don't know if I would want to. You can't see. I mean, rain's one thing, snow's another. A little sleet, hey, that's fun. That's good stuff. But like this, no.
Well, this is unexpected. It rolled in from Lake Michigan just like that. DeHaas with 32 seconds left in the first half. That's our perspective right there. And somewhere down there is a ball carrier. Dennis Gentry. This is a spotter's nightmare. And Joe Cash and Nancy Lundquist are going nuts right now.
It's the quarterback's nightmare if he's behind and he's quarterbacking these Bears because they have on dark jerseys and dark helmets. And you can't see anything. If they're running, all you're going to see is their white pants and the white jerseys of the Eagles.
Tom Zach comes back after the 16-yard gain.
And you cannot throw the ball up in the air. You can't do the Hail Mary because no one can find it.
20 seconds to go. 17-9. Tom Zach intercepted. Picked off by Todd Bell. And very little time remains. We can't tell you exactly yet, but how appropriate that Todd Bell makes the interception. And that is the 3rd Bear turnover of the first half.
You pick it up, Tom Zach setting back deep. And that's just good read by Bell. Bell, like we said, is a converted strong safety now playing weak side linebacker. He read Tom Zach's eyes. His eyes brought him inside. Todd Bell followed him. The football was waiting on him.
Ball at the 42-yard line. Cunningham back. 17 seconds to go. Caught. Keith Jackson. They have 1 timeout left. Dave Duerson makes the tackle on the tight end. Eagles have used their final timeout. And we're now told that there are approximately 15 seconds remaining. It's impossible for us to see the clock. And no one on the field can see it either.
Oh, we can't even see the players. I mean, I see parts of lines, but I don't see anything down there. I don't see the players. I'm looking on my monitor to watch this game.
It's about the only way we can see it.
That says 9 seconds.
You sure?
I believe it. Well, doesn't it look like 9 seconds? There you go. Thank you.
9 seconds left.
Normally, you have an opportunity here, Vern, to throw the football into the end zone, but that's all. Cunningham has either got two choices: throw it into the end zone or work the sideline, because he has no timeouts remaining. Work the sideline automatically kills the clock, and I believe he needs to pick up at least 10 more yards or whatever. Looks like the ball's on the 23-yard line.
It'll be a 40-yard field goal right now.
Yeah, he's there. He's there right now.
So apparently one play, and they're at the 23. Pruitt with 2 seconds to go.
Todd Bell, 52, makes one for the Eagles. Mickey Pruitt, 52, makes one for the Bears.
That is his first interception of 1988.
Watch Cunningham's eyes. He looks down the field, then makes his mind up, turns and guns the football. But an excellent job by Pruitt. I was a poor decision that time. Look to me that Cunningham was going to Carter, and Carter was well covered on the sideline.
2 seconds remaining in the first half. It's 17-9. And the reason we give you that perspective down low is it's the only perspective from which you can see what's happening. The end of the first half in the fog with the score: Chicago 17, Philadelphia 9. The forecast now is for continued fog. The temperature has risen 7 degrees since we kicked it off. It's now 36 degrees. Unfortunately, in the Windy City, there are calm skies, nothing to blow this stuff out of here. The forecast could have called for partly cloudy, but they didn't tell us which part of which cloud. We got it all right here. Vern Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw back at halftime. This will be obviously a story in the second half, but missed opportunities, Terry. So much a story for the Eagles in the first half.
I think so. And a young football team playing in this playoff game on the road, you need to capitalize on every opportunity you have. And they could have done that earlier, but mistakes. Touchdown passes dropped, touchdowns called back, fourth down attempt not made, interceptions. All of these have played right into the hands of the Chicago Bears.
Matter of fact, in the second quarter, you might recall that the Eagles had a 4th and a foot, and Randall Cunningham went for the first down. They were at about the 4-yard line, and he was stopped short by Dante Jones. Here is that play as Dante Jones, number 53, made the tackle.
We said that this play by Cunningham, the quarterback sneak, goes against the computer. You would expect maybe a back to carry it, or possibly Cunningham getting outside with an option, to either run or pass the football. But the sneak did not make the first down, and it took a long time to measure it, but appears to be about a half-inch short.
Now, prior to that, the Eagles in the first quarter had 2 touchdowns called back on penalties, back-to-back on Anthony Toney. And then in the second quarter again, another missed opportunity when Keith Jackson, wide open in the end zone, drops the pass from Randall Cunningham.
And one of the things Jackson told us is that having a short quarterback at Oklahoma, he learned to catch the football by focusing on the football as it came over the top of the line of scrimmage. Now, as you see, Mike Singletary there has Jackson. That's his responsibility. He stops, and the ball is perfectly thrown over Singletary's head right into Jackson's hands, and he drops it.
Remember, he caught passes from Jamel Holloway at 5'9" at Oklahoma, and He talked about the problem of seeing the ball.
They can't see the quarterback, but he does focus in on the ball as it comes over the line of scrimmage. But I don't know why he dropped that pass. I would have to think that Singletary stopping like that may have frozen, may have taken his eyes off the ball, but Jackson should have not dropped it. Should have been a touchdown.
Halftime with a 17-9 score, and the fog has not lifted. So we will do our best to help you enjoy what we can see. Izell Jenkins. And he's brought down at the 22-yard line. So the Eagles take over. Randall Cunningham comes back on. Let's bring you up to date on the statistics at halftime. Penalties 5 for the Eagles, and boy, were they costly. Only 1 for the Bears. Philadelphia with only 16 rushing yards. They have passed for 239, and the turnover is 3-1. Now, from where Terry and I are standing, we absolutely cannot see the field at the current time. So because of that, and of course we have our main game camera in the press box with us, it's useless. So we are going with a sideline camera, and that's the perspective you will see now. And Cunningham will throw. It's caught by Keith Byers in front of Jim Morrissey. And that looks like a gain of about 6. Singletary also comes up.
I don't think that the Eagles or the Bears will have any problem throwing the football, throwing it short, Vern. Where they're going to have problems is when they throw the football 15 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, because that's when the vision is going to be impaired by this fog moving in. So throwing the football short will work very well.
Second down and 5 at the 37. Inside draw play. This is Keith Byers coming over Dave Remington's back and out near the 50-yard line. Well, Buddy Ryan said in order for the Eagles to win, he's got to have Randall Cunningham run for 100 yards and score a couple of touchdowns and throw for 200 yards. Cunningham has accomplished part 2, but he's not been a factor running the ball today. He might in this fog.
Right, he wanted the touchdowns, and he hasn't gotten the touchdowns. He's gotten the yardage production from Cunningham in the first half, 254 yards, which is outstanding, but so far the running game has not played well for the Eagles.
Now Randall Cunningham and Jim Tunney having a discussion. And if Tunney can find...
Reset to 30.
Administrative stoppage now, so they'll set the 30-second clock.
See, I'm surprised that
We will keep
There you
the
are.
30 and 45-second clock on the field. The field judge will time the 30 and 45-second clock.
Okay, that's what I was just fixing to say. I'm surprised that Tunney does not take the clock and put it on the field with the field judge.
Does that hamper a quarterback then?
Well, it does. He cannot see the clock now. He's got to get in and get out of the huddle. He doesn't have the 45 seconds to look at.
First and 10, Cunningham back. Drills it, caught. Mike Quick makes the catch. That's a gain of 13 yards.
You know what I'm thinking here, Vern? I'm thinking that maybe these offenses having the advantage. Maybe this field, let's pretend that it's ice, and the offense can go because they know where they're going. But now, because of the fog that has moved in here, maybe there's a cautious attitude now on behalf of the defensive backs, and they're thinking is, don't make a mistake. We might lose the guy in the fog. So now they're laying off, and Cunningham's ripping them.
First and 10 from the 37. And again, Cunningham goes upstairs and again finds his receiver. That's the tight end, Keith Jackson. He of the 81 regular season catches in the cello. He was talking about his admiration for Yo-Yo Ma, the grand cellist from Asia last night. And he said, Yo-Yo Ma is to cellists what I am to tight ends.
Well, he Yo-Yo Ma'd a real good one in the first half when he dropped that pass, and I'm sure Yo-Yo Ma was not real happy with Keith Jackson. Yo-Yo Ma.
Cunningham back. Block. Al Harris had one he dropped in the first half, and he bats this one back. Just a word, Terry. We have been in contact with the National Football League, and they say they have never seen conditions like this for a playoff game. They have never called a game because of fog, but they are monitoring the situation in this ball game. That's how bad it is.
Oh, how serious could that be now? they're monitoring this. If it gets worse, if there's complaints, if there are filings after this game against this weather, you're saying this game might be replayed.
Cunningham across the middle to Byers. Mike Singletary with the tackle, and Jim Morrissey helped. Here's another thing that has gone the way of the ox cart in this ball game, flashing the signals in from the sidelines. I'm sure Cunningham is calling his own game.
Very good point. He has to be calling his own play unless Ted Plum has a runner on the sideline and he runs in his backs. Abercrombie and Byers going back and forth and bringing in the plays.
Inside the 20, it's a 17-9 game. It's 3rd and 4. Cunningham is audible. Pass right side. Down near the 15, Anthony Toney makes the catch. Mike Singletary with the tackle.
Another point also, Vern, is now that we're getting into the strategy of how to call plays is that these quarterbacks have been schooled in looking to the sideline primarily with 2 minutes left to go in the game. And now Cunningham will have to rely on his experience at calling plays in the 2-minute offense and in making decisions on his own without any help because he cannot see Ted Plum and Kavanaugh, the man that flashes in the signals.
17-9, opening moments of the 3rd quarter. And the Eagles have driven since taking the kickoff. Cunningham will scramble. Goes to the far side, throws it in the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Chris Carter, number 80. Or Keith Byers. It was Byers, number 41. Let's watch from Randall Cunningham's perspective now in this fog.
He apparently is not having any problem seeing his receivers, nor are they having any trouble picking the ball up. Now he's outside in the flat, throws it down. As you're looking at that ball, hey, that's not so bad. You can see that dark football come flying in that fog, and it's not that hard to pick up.
3rd down and 10 at the 12. 17-9 as Cunningham peers through the fog and redirects his players. 3rd and 10. 2nd and 10. Left side, Toney intercepted. Picked off by Bestie Jackson. And the race is on. All the way out near midfield. A 51-yard return by Bestie Jackson.
That's his 9th interception of the year. Questions coming in for the Bears this year were how would their cornerbacks play? Well, this guy has played extremely well. Cunningham, just a simple move out to the left. Easy pass, thrown a little bit high, but very much catchable. And now Jackson in the right place at the right time. Hey, it's a gift. We just had Christmas a few days ago. Now that's a Happy New Year present.
This is foggy Chicago. 10:20 to go in the 3rd quarter with the Bears leading Philadelphia 17-9. This fog rolled in over Bestie Jackson and Maurice Douglas and their friends late in the 2nd quarter of play. The forecast for the day was sunny, but the temperature rose. The humidity accompanied it. We have a cloud that has settled over Soldier Field. And we are told now by the National Football League that this game could be suspended. It would not be called and replayed in its entirety, but it could be suspended, and they're continuing to monitor the circumstances. First and 10, toss left, Neil Anderson. Out of bounds in front of the Philadelphia bench. Tackle made by Todd Bell. Turnovers now, 3 for the Bears, 2 for the Eagles, and Anderson gains 11. He's got 19 yards now and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, during the week down in Swanee, Georgia, Ditka was concerned about Anderson. Got a little growing pull, and he said, I can't really tell about whether he's hurt or not because he's not a real good practice player. He kind of loafs in practice, but when you go up and ask him, are you all right? He said, yeah, I'm fine, I can play, so I have to go by that.
First down and 10 from the 30. Tomzak will throw across the middle, caught. Cap Boso, the tight end. Boso playing in place of the rookie James Thornton, and the word from the bench is that Thornton despite being hampered by an injury in the week, was not hurt in this game. Boso has played most of the game. That's a gain of 7.
Well, as long as these quarterbacks are throwing the football, you've just got to believe everything's okay. You know,
right.
If they're throwing it, they can see it, and they're catching it. Hey, you know, let them play.
Tom Zach looks left. That's Thornton in the lineup and in motion. There's a toss, a reverse. Dennis Gentry, chased by Reggie White, gets a block, and Seth Joyner knocks him down at the 18. Gentry, who got a big jump on things when they traded Willie Galt out to the Raiders this year. That's a gain of 6.
You always run a reverse to the side. There is always hot pursuit, and that reverse ran right at Reggie White because he is the man, number 92, the left defensive end of the Eagles. He's the guy that's in hot pursuit, so they run. Once again, the clapping of the hands, Vern.
1st and 10 from the 17. Draw play. Anderson runs into Mike Pitts. 17-9, Chicago leads it. That was our halftime score. The Eagles in this fog opened up the 3rd quarter by driving down to the 12. But then Bestie Jackson picked off Cunningham and returned it 51 yards. Joyner with the last tackle. 2nd down and 8. 15-yard line. That's James Thornton coming right. Well, you're seeing a little notch of history today. No game has been played in conditions like this, and they were totally unexpected. Reichenbach moves defensively. Tomzak off balance, throws left. Almost picked off by Wes Hopkins. Intended for Thornton, and obviously the fans down there can see because they're booing. They thought pass interference should be called.
Play action pass by Tomzak, pulling both guards, pull them out there to the left. Counter action. Now Tomzak setting up and then going back against the grain to his tight end. Is it pass interference? Is Hopkins all over it? I don't think so.
That will bring up 3rd down and 8, 17-9. Jim McMahon wants desperately to play today. Not so sure in this kind of weather, but he does. Wants to get into the game. Right now, Tomzak and the Bears lead it 17-9. 3rd and 8 from the 15. Then the swing pass to Gentry. Short of the 1st down. And he's knocked down at the 14. That brings up, this is going to be really interesting. To have the officials, if they try the field goal, try and see whether it's good or not.
Yeah, you got to wonder.
We may be going to another dimension now.
Yeah, because Butler is one of those kickers that really gets the football up quickly and extremely high. And if he gets it too high, you're right, Vern, the officials, they're not going to be able to see it.
Wagner will hold. Butler will kick. 32 yards out. We could see that and hit the upright and bounce back. Let's look at the perspective from underneath the goalpost.
Yeah, this is not so bad. There's a kick. That's easy. Excuse me. That's easy to see. And then the goalpost standing right there. No problem. Hits it, knocks it back.
Buddy Ryan applauds the missed effort by Kevin Butler. Eagles have the ball back, trailing by 8. In the fog in Chicago. 1st and 10 from the 20. After the missed field goal, and Cunningham hands it off in the draw. Keith Byers, I believe, comes to the left side. And Jim Morrissey, Sean Smith knock him down. There's Dennis Gentry. As long as you're only 4 feet away, it's relatively easy to see.
Well, you can go down that bench. Those benches are 14 feet in section, so that you're looking at probably, even with the camera angle, a good 50 feet there, and doesn't seem to be any problem on the sidelines for those guys to see.
And both teams have been passing in this ball. 2nd down and 7 from the 23. Quick in motion, and Cunningham will throw. Or run, sacked for the 4th time. wait a minute.
He got rid of the ball, Vern.
He must have, and completed it to somebody. And we're not trying to make light of this, but it is actually impossible for us to see the field. So we are doing the broadcast off the monitors. Okay, let's see if we can determine what took place here, Terry.
Well, the setup it's a short drop, so it's evidently a quick pass, but Cunningham feels the pressure, says he senses pressure, and then reacts to it. Now he gets outside and fires the football downfield, and evidently a heck of a catch by somebody.
Completed pass, first down.
There was a flag, however. An interference call.
On 46-yard line.
Ton and his crew got their hands full trying to call this game.
So do we. Pass interference was called and was declined. The catch was made. So the ball is at the 46, first down and 10. NFL continuing to monitoring the game, but as long as they can keep playing like this, they'll keep playing like this. Hand off right.
Oh, what a great run that time. Really beautiful job. Cut inside, outside, missed 4 tackles, and down he went. Excellent job.
17-9. At least we can now see the clock. 5:10 to go, third quarter. You like that run?
I like a little radio here.
Well, the public address announcer here at Soldier Field has gone to a play-by-play call. He is calling every play, but he, like we,
41 injury.
is looking on the monitor. Apparently Keith Byers injured on the last play, and time has been called, an injury timeout. Officials.
Time right there.
That is Keith Byers, the injured player. Now, this is bizarre. That seems almost too trite a word.
Yeah, you know, you could get hurt on that field, and they may not even know you're hurt. They can't find you anywhere. You're laying over there on the sideline somewhere, and they say, well, we're missing somebody. Where is he? Well, he must be hurt somewhere. Then you call out a rescue squad and go look for him. I mean, really, that's what it's like.
Well, there's the view from the sideline of the officials continuing to confer. You imagine some poor guy that went up to get a hot dog midway through the second quarter and came back and hasn't found his seat yet.
You know, when you watch this, somehow you lose the impact that this game really has, with these two coaches wanting to win this game, one guy wanting to beat the other so badly, and then this happens, and then you have to say to yourself, everyone, these fans, our viewing audience, are being cheated out of really what is a very critical game, an exciting football game with two teams that are throwing the football very well. We can't see any of it. Neither can our audience out there. And you know, this is a big deal, and maybe it should be some serious consideration. Yes, suspend the game.
Pete Rozelle, the commissioner of the National Football League, is of course aware of the circumstances
5 minutes.
here.
40 seconds, second down, 8.
5:40 to go, third quarter, second down and 8. And the ball near the 50.
Now, one thing, we're way up high, and we have to look down through this, but once again, it looks as though the players are having no problem.
Cunningham will throw again. Incomplete.
Illegal motion, 26. Offense.
I don't doubt that there was.
That's Michael Haddox, 26, the running back of the Eagles that was called for illegal motion.
See that Walter Abercrombie has also come in. There's Walter.
Illegal motion. Illegal motion number 26 is declined. Incomplete pass will make it a third down.
Well, with Abercrombie coming into the football game, that certainly tells me now that Ted Plum is sending the plays in. Because Abercrombie picked up on waivers, I guess. The Steelers cut him, and the Eagles picked him up, and he has not played that much this year for the Eagles.
Byers back in. Cunningham, incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Incomplete pass.
Sean Smith, who has taken the place of Richard Dent.
Fourth down. Fourth down.
It'll be fourth down. Now imagine the problems of Dennis McKinnon trying to field a punt in this suit.
I don't think that they're going to have, that the punters are going to have any problems. I believe they can see pretty well. If it was extremely thick, yeah, but I don't think he's having any problem. We can see it now on our monitor.
I think the key here is stay as far away from the ball as you can. So it rolls to a rest. And the Bears take over.
Time is out. Time is out.
And
From Candlestick Park, which knows a little bit about falling out of the Bay Area.
First down, Chicago, 17.5-yard line.
Ball at the 17.5. Jim Tunney in the background. 4:22 to go, third quarter, 17-9. Bears lead. It was 17-9 at the half. This ball rolled in late second quarter as Stade. Neil Anderson going left. Out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Arrest.
Hampton is one of the Bears that has voiced a little displeasure at McMahon's direction. When I was down there talking to him, Bernie, first thing he said to me was, when the Steelers won Super Bowls, how many games did you miss? I said, none. How about Staubach? I said, I assume none. He said, well, I made my point without mentioning McMahon, but it's been documented here in Chicago.
Second down. Draw play. Anderson is caught and dropped. Jerome Brown, number 99, makes the tackle. And that will bring up a third down. We have an update from the National Football League as they monitor this. From the field, the league officials say they can see both goalposts, so this game will continue. They say we can't. We can't.
Now we can see one. You notice that it appears that the fog is hanging around, I don't know, 8 feet, something like that. It's a little ceiling down, a little baby cloud down over the field. So the players apparently are having no problems, Vern, in seeing the football.
Third and 14, 17-9 ball game. Tomczak tipped, intercepted, picked off by Terry Hogue. That's his 9th of the year.
Wade Phillips told me that Terry Hogue is a smart man, and when he comes in, that's
Tomczak, I believe.
Looks like Tomczak.
And if so, it means Jim McMahon will play, apparently.
Well, let's see what happens. Now, he had, earlier this year, a separated shoulder. The left shoulder was separated, and that time White climbed on his back and drove Tomczak into the ground, applying all that 295 pounds on his left shoulder. But he's up and walking off the field, so apparently he's all right.
I would think he's going to go to the sideline and argue vehemently his desire to get back in this ball game as McMahon starts to throw for the first time. McMahon is healthy. Has a new brace for that injured knee. His mobility has been cut down. Talking with Tom Thayer. And after the interception, the Eagles take over. Toss left, reverse, Chris Carter, who wants to throw but can't. Now lets it go. Into the end zone. Apparently incomplete. That was the play that they set up back in the first half when they faked the reverse. And this time Carter threw it, but nobody open as McMahon warms up on the sidelines.
Well, one of the things that the Eagles were going to try to do if they got a turnover in
24 seconds remaining.
If they got a turnover in plus territory was to come back and run the gadget pass, the reverse, fake the reverse, come back with Carter, and throw a pass off of it. That time, an excellent job by Jim Morris, number 51, as he diagnosed the reverse pass and got into the face of Carter.
Cunningham back, goes deep, near side into the end zone, incomplete. That one intended for Chris Carter, and Bestie Jackson was defending. It'll be third down. You can see the stands just below the press box, but the field is obscured by the fog. So again, because of that,
Time remaining, 2 minutes.
The thing for Philadelphia to do is to come out with their 3 or 4 wide receiver attack. Both the inside receivers will receive double coverage by the Bears. Both outside will receive single coverage. That's where Cunningham needs to throw the ball, to the outside receiver.
Cunningham on the loose. Incomplete for Jackson. It'll be fourth down. It'll be fourth down. You know, it's so interesting to me because from where we sit, I think our inclination would be to say suspend this game. It's obvious, though, Terry, with the passing game that we're seeing, their perspective.
I think that down on the field, now this is a camera, this is our camera down on the field, and it's mounted, what, 8 feet high, something like that. No problem seeing, and so they're throwing the football, and every time, as long as they're throwing the football, evidently they're having no problem seeing.
35-yard attempt by Zendejas. It's good. He's hit his fourth of the game. And that cuts the margin to 17-12. This is an ideal time to have a sideline reporter, but National Football League rules prohibit it. And has stayed here, and the game has continued. It is being monitored by the National Football League. 17-12, Chicago leads it. It was 17-9 at the half. Zendejas just kicked a 35-yard field goal. Now we've got the lights up here. It seems
during the game, we're just taking it off our monitors, and that's the best we can do. I'm sorry.
Zendejas will kick off. He's kicked 4 field goals today. And somewhere through that fog, the ball will appear. Taken by Gentry. My admiration for these athletes is growing, that they can see the ball in these circumstances. And now Jim McMahon, the extraordinarily controversial quarterback, is in the lineup, and listen to the cheer.
He made the statement, I want to play. I just hope that they don't wait too long to put me in. In other words, if we're going to win this football game, I'm going to have to be the guy quarterback, and that's the way Jim McMahon feels about this game.
McMahon seeing action for the first time since the game against New England. From the 21, first down and 10, McMahon takes his first snap at quarterback. And he'll throw. Not sure whether it was caught or not. It was a catch.
Second down and 3.
7-yard gain. It'll be second down and 3. Well, we got just a moment. Let's send it down to Herb Cross. Herb?
Vern, just a few seconds ago, the Bears medical staff took Mike Tomczak into the locker room to x-ray his left shoulder. We talk about this fog down here. After Zendejas made that last field goal, the Bear players are standing on the sideline saying, what's the score? What's the score? But more important than that, I talked to a couple of the receivers down here, and they said they're not having any trouble seeing the ball. So play will continue.
All right, Herb, that is obvious that they can't see it because they continue to throw. Hand off up the middle.
Now, McMahon told me, Vern, that one of the things that he's going to do if he gets an opportunity to play in this game, he said, I'm going to come in and I'm going to throw the football, and if I have to, I'm going to tell Ed Hughes, don't send me any plays, don't wag in any signals. I want to take control, and I want to pass the football because I know I can throw the football on these guys. So we'll see whether or not McMahon does start throwing the football all over this field.
We are late in the third quarter of this NFC divisional playoff game. First down and 10 from the 34 in the fog in Chicago. The fog, which has been around for more than an hour now. Sanders comes left and is cut down by Andre Waters. And Mike Pitts.
Inbound, clock right.
Somewhere in the fog, a gun sounded, indicating that that's the end of the third quarter with our score, Chicago 17, Philadelphia 12. We now pause for a word from your local station.
This is CBS.
The S&K Menswear Super Sale. S&K's entire stock of wool sweaters, $19.97.
Sale.
S&K's entire stock of sport coats from $79.97.
Sale.
S&K...
For this NFC division playoff game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. Vern Lundquist, Terry Bradshaw, in a game in which the fog rolled in midway through the second quarter. The game has continued. It'll be second down and 4. Jim McMahon has replaced an injured Mike Tomczak for the Bears, who hold on now to a 17-12 lead as we begin in the fog the fourth quarter. That was Brad Mustard, number 25, on the carry as the Bears now go from right to left here in the fourth quarter.
Well, you know, Vern, we made a point earlier about the white jerseys of the Eagles and how it might be hard to see. Now with these guard jerseys, I got to think that if it is difficult to throw, that McMahon can now see his receivers in this kind of all-white background. Now the dark jerseys of the Bears kind of pop out.
Very good point. There you can see the white jerseys blending in, the Philadelphia Eagles, as they deploy, and Jim McMahon comes up. Early fourth quarter, 17-12, Chicago. They had a 17-9 score at the half. Sanders goes right and disappears in the haze.
Goes right and out of sight.
First and 10 at the 39. That was a 19-yard gain for Sanders. And the ball is at the 36. And just to make the point again, these players apparently can see much more readily than we can. Neil Anderson coming left. Back upfield. The back judge, Tom Sifferman, made the call. But the Bears moving, they have a 17-12 lead.
Watch Anderson's left leg. And you'll be able to see where right there he steps out of bounds, steps on the line, and his heel went out of bounds.
That's a 23-yard gain for Neil Anderson. The ball at the 13-yard line. Just over 14 minutes remaining. You can hear Jim Tunney. We will give you what is almost going to be a radio play-by-play call here, but we can only tell you what we can see, and that is essentially exactly what you're seeing at home. From the end zone. McMahon has replaced Tomczak here in the latter stages of the third. Pass is incomplete. Jimbo Covert. 17-12, ball at the 13-yard line. Winner of this game will play the winner of Minnesota-San Francisco. That's coming up tomorrow under what we hope are better conditions, and a little bit of the fog begins to lift.
Yeah, but it comes in and it moves out, and what stays is a relatively still pretty thick. Now that's a good shot right there. That's with it out of here.
McMahon left side. And Wes Hopkins gets into it with Dennis Gentry.
No, Hopkins is pitching a fit because Gentry came up and gave Hopkins the pop right under the chin, and that's what he's hollering about. He says, I didn't do anything wrong. Gentry is the one that initiated this. You always say, tell us that if the guy that responds to the initial blow is the one that gets flagged. And so that's why Hopkins is pitching a fit.
13 minutes, 20 seconds. 13 minutes, 20 seconds. The clock is being started.
That's Jim Tunney, the referee. And again, if you did join us late, Pete Rozelle, Don Weiss, the league office, in conference with the officials. They can see both goalposts on the field, and the decision was to continue play in this critical postseason game under less than ideal circumstances. 17-12, Chicago. Neil Anderson, the ball carrier, and Andre Waters with the tackle.
Bears getting their running game cranked up here, Vernon. What they're trying to do, of course, is to score and take a 12-point lead and then use the clock up. And the clock is so important to a quarterback. He runs his whole offense off of the clock, getting up to the line. And I'm sure what's happening is Tunney is coming into the huddle and saying, Jim, you got 39 seconds. Jim, you got 40 seconds.
Field goal attempt by Kevin Butler. This will be from 27 yards out. Make it 26 officially. It's 17-12 right now, less than a touchdown, separating the two teams. From 26 yards out, Kevin Butler.
Field goal is successful. 3 points. Field goal is good. Time is out. Time is out.
The lead for Chicago is back to 8. It's 20-12. 12:34 on the clock. 12:34 to go, fourth quarter. Bring you up to date. If you joined us late, the game was fogged in the second quarter. We have terrible conditions, but the league has decided to continue the game because, and I think we should re-stress the point, Terry, they apparently can see on the field because they have been passing the ball.
Yeah, that's true. We're at least, 75, 80 yards away from the field, so they're not having any problems seeing it if they're throwing it. So let them play. We're just having a hard time giving our audience out there a good picture of this.
Chicago will kick off after the Butler field goal. The fog has become the story of the game. Looks like a reverse going to the far side of the field. Izell Jenkins continues to carry it after faking the handoff to Walter Abercrombie. Oh, well, we got a second. Let's go down to Brent Musburger. Brent?
Vern, I was out on the field a short time ago with the officials. You and Terry are right. You can see toward the end of the field what Jim Tunney will keep his eye on is the 30-second clock. If the quarterback no longer can see it, then they would think about suspending it. But when you look down the field, both Cunningham and now McMahon can see it. One other update, Vern. Tom Zach apparently is not going to return. It's McMahon's game now the rest of the way.
All right, Brent, thank you. First and 10 from the Chicago 30, or from the Eagle 31. 20-12, and Cunningham back. Left side, batted down, Sean Smith. The fourth-round draft choice out of Grambling, who's trying to fill the spot vacated by the injury to Richard Dent.
Richard Dent. Now, the difference in the styles of Sean Smith and Dent are extremely opposite. Smith's a much bigger man. Smith is a man that has one rush. It's a bull rush. He is a big guy who plays the run extremely well, whereas Dent is very mobile, very quick, and he's the sack leader. But Smith, a big, strong defensive end. But today now, he's already knocked down 2 passes that Cunningham has attempted to throw over his hands.
Second down and 10. 20-12, Chicago. in the fog in the Windy City. Cunningham pulls up and lets it go. Caught by Quick. And that should be enough for a first down as Maurice Douglas makes the tackle.
Anytime Cunningham drops back to pass and then starts to run, the moment he approaches the line of scrimmage, the linebackers and the corners, they stop and react to him running with the football. And when they do that, that allows the receivers the extra 2 steps to get open. That time Quick, when Cunningham ran, came in behind the safety wide open.
Cunningham 19 of 38 for 318 yards. Out of the pocket, pulls up. Incomplete, intended for Keith Jackson.
Unusual to see Jackson in that area. Once again, to give you a little insight into the Eagles' strategy when Cunningham runs with the football, unlike a lot of receivers in the National Football League that are taught to come back to rescue the quarterback, the Eagles receivers turn around and explode and go to the goal line. Cunningham has the ability to throw on the run and to throw it very accurately and very long.
Second down and 10. 20 to 12, ball at the 50. Chicago holds on to an 8-point lead. Draw play. They test the middle, and Steve McMichael makes the tackle.
Neither McMichael or Hampton made the Pro Bowl, and there are a lot of people that are saying that there was an injustice served because they felt that these two men, Hampton and McMichael, had tremendous years. Pressure from tackles in a 4-3 is almost unheard of anymore. Most of the pressure has always come from the outside, but these men cause havoc up the middle.
3rd and 5 in the fog. Ball to Chicago 45. Bears lead 20 to 12. Stunts. Cunningham left side. Caught by Byers. Close for the first down. And the Eagles do pick up the 1st and 10. They will be able to move the chain.
That's the second time now we have seen in this game an all-out blitz, and Byers is responsible for one of the men rushing. But what the Eagles wanted to do was let that man come and get Cunningham. Byers will run the route, and Cunningham will blitz control to Byers. If the back pulls off and covers Byers, then Cunningham will set up and throw the football downfield because he'll have time.
1st and 10, Philadelphia. They trail by 8. Under 10 minutes to go in the ballgame. Cunningham pumps once and goes deep in the fog. And it is incomplete. Chris Carter, defended by Maurice Douglas, inside the 10.
Maurice Douglas is playing out of position. He is a natural, strong safety and possibly even a better cornerback, but he's playing free safety with the injury of Sean Gale, who is out for the year with a broken neck. But Gale coming over, the pump was to bring the corner up and then to try to squeeze the ball in between the safety, but Douglas would have none of that.
9:27 to go in the ball game. 2nd down and 10. Eagles trail 20 to 12. Cunningham rolls out and is knocked down to 25, but he's got an Eagle first down. This is a man who, for the past 2 years, has led the Eagles in running. And to give you an idea of how rare that is, the last quarterback to do that was Tobin Rote with Green Bay in 51 and 52.
Steve McMichael, the left defensive tackle, number 76. Notice now the spin. Notice he turned his back to Cunningham. Coming into this game, he and Hampton both told us we cannot afford to use the spin move and turn our back on Cunningham. When we do that, we lose sight of him, and he gets out and he runs with the football. He said we've got to treat him like a good friend,
illegal block
but someone we don't trust.
Number 88, Philadelphia. The penalty is accepted, 10 yards. It'll still be 2nd down.
And again, the Eagles penalized. They had 2 touchdowns called back on successive plays in the first quarter on penalties.
9 minutes.
They also had a 3rd and goal from the 1 wiped out by a penalty. And this one cost them the first down. It's 2nd
Still
down.
2nd down.
Buddy Ryan prowling the sideline, back home for the second time since he left the Bears.
Second down.
To become the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
And fog or no fog, this game means everything in the world to these Eagles. They're so cocky. They believe that they're destined for the Super Bowl, and they're going to beat these Bears today.
They've got 9.5 to do it. Second and 25, screen left. Caught by Michael Haddix.
Out of bounds.
And he is out of bounds, far short of the first down. Here's a young man who's really overcome some adversity in his career. Number 1 draft choice. He was the 3rd running back taken his rookie season. Behind Kurt Warner, Eric Dickerson, and Kurt Warner. And then struggled, never really became the big ground gainer they expected. At one time had to fight his way back out of Buddy Ryan's doghouse by performing on special teams. And now is an alternating fullback with Tony. There's the clock, 8:49 to go. And apparently they did get a first down in the last play. Incomplete at the 20, intended for Carter. And let's go down to Irv Cross. Irv?
Now, the field conditions are lousy for the players. What we're looking at right now, can't see a thing. Hey, Will?
Yeah, Irv, I think the big story here around the field where the people can't see the game, but they're marveling at the public address announcer. How can he see all of this from the press box? Well, he can't. What he did was put an assistant down on the field with a walkie-talkie. The assistant relays the play to the press box. Then they shoot it over the PA assistant. Let's go back to Vern.
Well, that's what we need. 8:40 to go. I wondered how he was doing such a good job. Cunningham. That's complete. Incomplete. Now it is complete. He's not doing such a good job. I was reacting to him.
Well, I was marveling at how well you're doing following him now.
First down.
We've seen the quick slants, and I realize our problems here, but I want to make a point. We've seen quick slants by Cunningham, and would have brought the corner. Mike Richardson is clamped down inside. A quick slant now with a pump fake. Fake the quick slant, and then take it up the field will be wide open.
First down, 10, pass left. Bestie Jackson gets in the way of it. And Mike Quick can't hang on. It's incomplete.
You know, that's what I just said is something that very easily could have happened with Ted Plum and his people on the sideline, but back to the strategy, he cannot help Cunningham. He can't say, do the pump and take the quick slant and go up the field because they can't see what's happening. So therefore, Cunningham has to do the improvising all on his own. If they send the play in, he must now be a quarterback and say, this won't work. I can see better than you, and call it off and call his own game.
7:57 to go. Second and 10. Eagles trail 20-12. Cunningham comes right. Lobs it. Incomplete. Intended for Byers. No catch. And Byers, claiming foul, wants a penalty call. There is a flag. Back upfield.
Offensive pass interference, number 26.
Michael Haddix, offensive pass interference. That's another Eagle penalty. Now here's the thought, Terry. The Vikings and the 49ers getting ready to play tomorrow, and you'll see that on CBS. The winner of that game has to play the winner of this. They've got to prepare off of these game films.
Pass interference, offense, number 26. The penalty is accepted, 10 yards. It'll still be second down.
That's true, Vernon. But what will happen is that the coaches for either the Vikings or the 49ers will have at least to their 4 or 5 films from that past weeks. They won't necessarily have this one, but by this point in the year, what new can possibly come out in a game? So I don't think it's anything special. Sure, they need these tapes, but they've got other film tapes that they can set their game plans with.
From the 27, second and 20. Jackson. Dave Duerson makes the tackle. Duerson, who said he's going to play just like a linebacker today. He's going to be right up and jam Keith Jackson. And Jackson had an interesting point about how he's learned the technique to escape those jamming linebackers. And he got it from television.
He got it from watching Cleveland Browns. Ozzie Newsome. Notice how he took a lateral step. The first step was down the line of scrimmage, and that took away the jam by the linebacker or the safety. And then once he got the separation, he was able to cut back inside. He saw Newsome do it on television, and now he does it.
Blitz. Harris. Cunningham. Got him.
And control, grasp and control.
Well, that was grasp and control, but it appeared to me that there also was a late hit on Cunningham. You know, there's grasp and control, and now we've got the whistle to come into this. So let's see, is this a late hit? Cunningham, Harris 90 forces him out. He holds him up, says, I got you. Now there's some help from Sean Smith. And now Maurice Douglas, the free safety, he comes up and pops Cunningham. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, that is roughing the passer. That should be an Eagle first down.
John Telchik is on to apparently punt on 4th down. And Jim Tunney.
Charge. Timeout. Chicago. That's number 1.
Indicates the Bears have called timeout. They've used one of their 3. They have a 20-12 lead in the fog in Chicago. They won the '85 World Championship. They lead right now 20-12, and John Telchik is the punt from the 37 of Chicago. Squib kick, left side. And that will bounce back to the 11-yard line. Jim McMahon, who replaced the injured Mike Tomczak, comes back onto the field after the 27-yard punt. Most of these fans have stayed in the fog, and McMahon has to ask them to quiet down.
Coming into this game, in their pregame warm-up, the Bears were jumping up and down and showing the emotion that it takes to win in the National Football League, regardless of how old you are or how long you've been playing. And they showed that emotion, and today, so far, they've played with emotion.
7:11 remaining in the ball game. 1st and 10, Chicago. Toss left, Neil Anderson. And so important now for Anderson to hang on to the football. He and Sanders have had fumble problems, particularly late in the year. And Neil Anderson has lost a fumble in each of the last 3 games.
Well, they're turning around and pitching the football to Anderson in a deep I set, and that time he almost dropped it. And I would think now, as you look at the clock, I would think now that the Bears are trying to run the football, but stop pitching the football, turn around and hand it off, because you lose a fumble here and you give the Eagles a chance to go in and close the gap on you.
2nd down and 7. 20-12. The only scoring in this fog-filled second half. 2 field goals, one by either team. Anderson runs into Andre Waters and Dwayne Giles, number 53.
Vern, if you look at the defense of the Eagles, you'll notice that the left side, the Mike Pitts and the Reggie White and the Seth Joyner, that side, the strong side, is the side that makes most of the tackles. 60% of the tackles are made. Everyone, that tells me everyone still runs at White, at Joyner, at Pitts. The back side, to give you a good indication, White with about 182 tackles, and then on the other side, Clyde Simmons, his counterpart at the right end, 84. So the right side, the left side of the Eagles, the strong side, their best side, yet everyone still attacks them.
3rd and 5 from the 16. Gentry starts in motion. 4-man rush. Here comes Reggie White. Reggie White over Hilgenberg, and he gets the sack as Joel Hilgenberg could not contain him.
There's the preacher man, Reggie White. Stands up, comes around Hilgenberg. Now, one of the things that Jay Hilgenberg told us that he wanted to do that no one does to White, they do not cut him. And he said, one of the things I want to do in this game is set him up and cut him, hit him below the knees and knock his feet out from under. But I don't want to make him too mad, and I'll help him up after I do it.
Hilgenberg and Reggie White will both play in the Pro Bowl. And, of course, tomorrow we've got the Minnesota-San Francisco game for you coming up at 3:30 Eastern Time. John Madden, Pat Summerall will be out there along with our NFL Today crew. And it all starts at 3:30 Eastern Time tomorrow from Candlestick in a rematch of last year's fascinating confrontation between the Vikings and the 49ers. Minnesota goes out as the wild card. The winner of that game plays the winner of this game a week from tomorrow on CBS. And it's going to be 4th down, and Brian Wagner comes on to punt.
I wonder if Carter have another big game out there, and I wonder if Rice will have a big game too. They're really great receivers in the National Football League. Montana, Wade Wilson. That'll be a heck of a game.
Brian Wagner will punt for the Bears. Second time he's punted today. They come after him. Greg Garrity just activated. And I do not believe there were any flags. No, there were not. 45-yard punt, 2 on the return. 20-12. The Bears lead late in this foggy afternoon.
That we've seen him prior pre-fog roll in and fog, that we've seen Cunningham set back and then fire the ball deep down the field.
Winner of this one takes on the winner of Minnesota and San Francisco. If Chicago wins, that game will be played here. Second down and 10 from the 49. Catch is made by Keith Byers. Tackle made by Todd Crump. Byers has caught 8 today. 4:45 to go in the ball game. Quick count. Left side, hipped and batted down. Al Harris again. That's the 3rd time. Well, there's David Tate. But it looked like Harris might have gotten a hand up as well.
Yeah, I believe Harris did get his hand up. That's that little sprint out, that dash series that the Eagles like to run. Cunningham will open up and sprint out to the right, and then 90 is Harris, and there's that big left mid of his as it comes up and knocks the ball down.
That's the 3rd time today that Al Harris has deflected a pass. And here come the Eagles. 4th and 2 from the 43. Cunningham across the middle. Caught. That's a first down for Byers in Philadelphia. And the chain will move for the Eagles, and they're fighting the clock as well as an 8-point deficit.
One of the things that Byers is doing so well, he's catching the ball, but they're having a hard time. The Bears is getting him down.
Cunningham back. Deep right side. That one incomplete. And again, just for the benefit of those of you who might have just tuned in, the fog rolled in late second quarter. Any possibility?
4 minutes, 8 seconds.
4:08. Any possibility of a view from the press box, our normal game coverage, is impossible. We simply cannot see. The camera cannot peer through the fog from the press box. So we are forced by these atmospheric conditions to go to sideline coverage, and sometimes it is going to be obscured. 4:05 remaining. Second and 10 from the 30. 20-12 ball game. Quarterback draw. It'll be 3rd down.
Now this is where Cunningham is calling all his plays. Notice he's waving downfield. He'll set the formation with his hand by going right or left. He'll set the formation and call the play from the shotgun.
Rush from Rivera. Pass is complete to Addix down to the 16-yard line. 3:35 remaining in the ball game.
Well, this is where they've disintegrated, the Eagles, that is. They've had penalties, dropped passes for touchdowns. Now is the time, if they're going to score a touchdown, they need it now.
Rush from the outside by Rivera. Left side intercepted. Picked off by the Bears. That's the third one they've gotten today. And the chase is on in the fog down the far sideline. Douglas. His second of the season. First and 10 Bears. Jim McMahon playing in place of the injured Mike Tomczak. Came on late third quarter. Brad Muster, the rookie out of Stanford. Buddy Ryan's team. He all but guaranteed a victory. But then so did Mike Ditka. Time has been called. Football in the fog on a Saturday afternoon with 2:54 remaining. Basketball indoor, no fog. Coming up next, as Denny Crum's Louisville Cardinals host the Kentucky team led by Eddie Sutton. Purvis Ellison will lead the Cardinals. That's next on CBS Sports as that interstate matchup between Louisville and Kentucky follows right here on CBS.
Our first view of the field. We can now see the players on the field.
This is the first time we've had a perspective from up on top as the fog starts to lift with under 3 minutes to go. And the ball near the 35. The only scoring in this second half, field goals, one by Zendejas, one by Butler. It's 20-12 as Cunningham has been intercepted 2 times. And the Eagles have 1 timeout left. Second down on the Philadelphia 35. Anderson knocked down by Giles and Mike Pitts as the clock rolls down to the 2:50 mark.
Gamble. Now the Eagles have to gamble. But early in the game, we saw the Eagles come out and blitz quite a bit. Now they've gotten very conservative. Now they're behind. Now the Bears are driving in, so now they got to sell out, bring 8 people up on the line of scrimmage, and go after the Bears. Blitz, blitz, blitz. And with a quarterback like McMahon, I would not be surprised if they did that he would not audible to a pass and try to score.
2:20 remaining in the ball game. 20-12 Chicago. 3rd and 5. Thornton in motion. Thomas Sanders jammed up by Pitts and dropped. It'll be 4th down, and Philadelphia apparently will stop the clock. Nope, they did not. Or did they? Yes, they did. They used their final timeout. Here's Jim Tunney.
Time is out. 2 minutes. 2-minute notification. 2 minutes exactly. Time is out.
That is not an Eagle timeout. They do have 1 left. We have 2 minutes remaining in this NFC divisional playoff game.
Turnovers have cost his team today. A good safe pass by McMahon. His intent was to go into the end zone, but he pulled it back and threw a little controlled screen out in the flat to get the first down. 1:25
remaining. Bears, if they win, will be at home next Sunday in the NFC Championship game against either the Vikings or the 49ers. Left side, Sanders, driven backwards. And we approach the final minute. And time has been called by Philadelphia. That's their last. 53 seconds to go.
2 weeks ago, Buddy Ryan told us that he wanted this team in the playoffs to get the experience, to understand it, to grasp what it's about, to be excited about next year. He said also know that we're really not good enough. He said that 2 weeks ago to go all the way, but we need that experience, and that's what this game today has given these young Eagles. They've gotten the experience, and they've gone up against a veteran Bear team that knows how to win. Although the last 2 years they've been knocked out of the playoffs in the first game, they know how to win. They know what to expect in a playoff game.
Mike Reichenbach talks with Buddy Ryan on the near side. By the way, in the lower right-hand corner, you see 53 seconds. The official time is being kept on the field, and the official time indicates there's exactly 1 minute left. When the fog rolled in, they took the official time off the scoreboard clock. There's 1 minute remaining. Eagles cannot stop the clock again. Second down and 9 from the 23. The clock will roll. Some of the frustration of the afternoon comes out as Jerome Brown and Andre Waters. Well, no surprise that Waters is in the middle of it.
Yeah, Waters doesn't understand why a lot of things are said about him, but he's the guy that likes to mix it up. Looked like Seth Joyner, 59, was the injured Eagle down.
Seth Joyner, the injured Philadelphia Eagle, and Jim Tunney has called an official's timeout. Jerome Brown still arguing, pleading his case, and Clyde Simmons comes over to break it up.
Well, the thing to do is to take the player for the Bears. Ditka should take the player out of the game that Browns want. Get him out of there. They don't need any fights now. This game is going to be won by the Bears, and there's no sense in letting it turn out to something nasty and ugly. Go ahead and take the player out, put him on the sideline, and then Brown won't have anybody to fight with. He'll have to pick it with someone else.
Don't forget, we'll have the winners and losers locker room, and I'm sure a lot of discussion about the weather with Will McDonough, Herb Cross, Brent, and Dick. That's coming up in just a few moments. Post-game show featuring interviews with both the winners and the losers.
You know, Vern, when you get in these playoff games and it's the first time, you realize how great this is. As a player and having gone there, I remember my first playoff game against the Raiders. And it was just the greatest thrill in the world, the magnitude of the game and how much it meant to me. And I thought, oh, God, that was a dream. I said, I always want to be a part of this. And to go for 8 years in a row was very special to me as a player.
Bears are in for the 5th year in a row, and they'll win this one. And the Chicago Bears are going to defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 20-12. And Buddy Ryan comes back home to lose for the second time. Mike Ditka's team has won at home in the playoffs for the first time since 1985.